All right, it's this week's Ryan's World where we explore the universe of innovation along with my co-host, Frankie Lagerteria. How you doing today, Frank?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome. And we're sponsored by Payne Capital Management, where we help you business owners with your taxes, with your investments, with your wills, trusts. If you want to delegate that out, you can click the link above here and see if you qualify for a full review of everything. And today's guest, we have a very special guest who was actually on Fox News, Business News, right before the holidays with me, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Johnson, who is the author of Bullseye Weekly, or is it monthly?
Bullseye Brief.
Bullseye Brief.
Comes out every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, which I'm actually a subscriber.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So we're honored to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And we want to dive a little bit into your background. How did you start the Bullseye Brief? I know you've been on Bloomberg. You were actually an options trader. You were an energy futures trader.
Yep.
And like me, you started your career at Merrill Lynch.
Oh, I didn't realize that about you.
Yeah, we're both Merrill Lynch alumni.
Wow. I think
Merrill.
everyone on Wall Street is like Merrill Lynch alum.
Yeah.
It's like Mother Merrill.
Brings us all down.
Exactly.
All down.
So, I mean, if I were to look back at my career and sort of plot, if we were to rewind the tape back to like age 21 or whatever, getting out of college.
5 years ago, right, Adam?
Yeah. I would never in a million years have guessed I would have done any of the things I'd done, or that you and I would be sitting on this sofa today. Life is this evolution, and each step takes you a little bit farther along the path. It's kind of cool sometimes. It's scary, but for the most part, it's pretty cool. It's like a world of infinite possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, especially if you look at your career, I mean, how did you go from, literally being on Wall Street, being on Bloomberg, to now basically, having your own, bi-monthly newsletter.
My own investment letter,
Yeah.
Well, the investment letter is it's basically the sum total of my whole world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of 25 years, right? Because I traded for 20 years. I was on Bloomberg anchoring a couple of shows every day for 5.
Okay.
So I spent 20 years analyzing companies, 5 years talking about companies.
Right.
And now I've just combined the two. That's Bullseye Brief.
Perfect marriage.
Yeah. Well, in that sense, right, it's this logical progression, but I could never have predicted it. And as far as how I ended up on TV, which is the craziest thing of all, I was literally at the gym, and CNBC was going in the background. And you may remember Dylan Ratigan, who was an anchor on CNBC,
Absolutely.
8 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, sure.
And so
You're pumping iron at the gym?
Yeah, I'm pumping iron at the gym, and I'm watching Dylan, and I'm thinking, I should be on that show. Like, I'd be really good on that show.
You're so much better than him.
So, no, I didn't say that.
Look at these biceps.
No.
Some of this.
But like they got their shtick, like they're talking about markets,
Right,
and, So anyway, I kid you not, it's an hour later. I'm going for a run in the park,
Right.
and there's Dylan Ratigan, and he's sitting on a park bench making
No
out
way.
with his girlfriend. Oh yeah. So I literally,
Tell
I'm
me you just interrupted that make out.
yes. This is
I see what you're doing there, but...
This is my moment. Yeah. And I literally come up to him and I go, "Yo, Dylan," I said, "I was just watching your show and thinking I should be on your show." And he goes, "Yeah, that's great, dude."
Yeah. How many times
So
does
said
someone
every
say
other
that?
person.
That's amazing.
What made you stick out?
And so I said, "Look, what you guys do on your show every day for an hour is
Right.
what we do at our hedge fund every day for 10 hours. I said, have me on your show.
Okay.
I will make your viewers money, and I will make you look good." He goes, "Give me your email."
That's an offer you can't refuse, Frank.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they had me, they interviewed
You got
me.
confidence.
Yeah, it's kind of
a lot of guts.
a lot of guts. But, you got to go
Yeah.
for it. When a door creaks open, like, you got to go through, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Those
know?
small windows of opportunity you got to grab. Yeah.
I'm just imagining that girl, too, just sitting there like, really?
Like, what? Yeah.
I'm just so tired of business.
Adam sits right between them.
No. Yeah, like you too. No, I did not sit
And you
between
should
them,
also call
and I
me.
got out of there quickly because,
Yeah.
I mean, she thought it was kind of funny and whatever.
Yeah. So then what happened from there? You were on the show, and
The first time I went on CNBC, I was so geeky. I was terrible. And it was
Hard to
just
be
so
geeky
bad.
in.
But I was dead right. I said, buy Google. It's the cheapest $300 stock I know. Here's why. And they came out with earnings the next day. The stock was up literally $50, and the producers called and said, "When can you come on again?" That was great.
so you look like a rock star right off the bat.
I got lucky.
Pretty
I mean,
cool.
a really good call the
I'd
day
rather be
before
lucky than
earnings.
good.
Pardon?
I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, that works. I'll take it. So I just started going on, and that was like probably late 06, 07, 08, the world implodes, and they started having me on pretty regularly. And then Bloomberg said, you're a Bloomberg customer. We always see you on CNBC and Fox as a guest. Why don't you start putting content on Bloomberg?
Wow.
It's like, and then...
Well, why not?
Well, and then, like a month later, they were like, would you join us full time? So I did. And eventually, they had me guest anchor, and then they said, why don't you co-anchor? And then they gave me a show, and so it was one thing that led to another, and I loved it. Bloomberg was the most awesome place in the world to work, because I got to interview all these CEOs and politicians and Nobel laureates, and I mean, like athletes, like every, Phil Mickelson, after,
like a dream job, basically.
It's like on and on, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to create my own business too, and the one thing about TV is it's very ephemeral. Like the show ends, it's done. Poof, where'd it go?
Yeah.
Whereas like you want
kind of harsh in a way.
You want to build a business ideally that is an annuity. Something where like people read my research, it helps them make money, and each year, if I make the money, they'll come back and get another subscription, and maybe they'll tell their friends, and so it builds.
Keeps on.
Yeah, and you have over 2,000 subscriptions already. So it's really building a nice base.
Yeah, I launched last June and up to about 2,300. So.
Yeah, that's
I've
awesome.
Been
that's
so fortunate.
Since last June, that's an amazing,
Well, and I couldn't. Thank you, but I couldn't have done it had it not been for Bloomberg. So each step,
every opportunity.
Yeah.
So how I know on your website you have every 2 weeks you have 3 different investable options.
Yes.
Now, where does that start? Where does the research start? Do you find out what people are Googling? Is it like an SEO thing? What are you doing?
Yeah, like what's my process?
Yeah.
So I get a ton of research. I mean, I don't know how many emails do you get every day?
Too many. Unsubscribe all day.
I know.
Yeah.
But
not yours though.
You want thank you. You want the flow, right? I mean that's so I get up every morning and I probably spend the first 2 to 2.5 hours, starting about 5:30 just reading. I have an espresso, I read, I tweet out some stuff that I think is interesting. And eventually, after a couple hours or a couple of days, because all that stuff's cumulative, like something will stand out like, wait, I just read the other day that, oh, and then this guy, here's an interesting number, and then I start to flesh it out. And what I'm ultimately looking for, 3 things.
Right.
A compelling fundamental story. Some company that's doing something really cool. It just like grabs me.
Yeah.
Data that supports that thesis, right? To back it up so it's real.
Right.
And then thirdly, there has to be some sort of kind of newsy hook. So that we're already talking about this anyway. And if I were still at Bloomberg, I would want to go on air and lead with it, on the close, right?
But you know how that should work because of your time on TV. You understand like the hook you need to have to make it exciting. Exactly, right. It's not just the data.
Yeah. So if I can find those 3 things, compelling fundamental story, supportive data, and a newsy hook, I write it up as bullseye brief. And and I hope so. And I write 3 stories every 2 weeks.
Right.
I grade myself assiduously because you have to, right? You got to make people money if they're paying for a subscription.
That's right.
And 86% of my picks are making money.
Wow.
And my average return is 19% over an average holding period of about 4.5 months.
Wow.
So, that's why people are willing to give me a shot. And I've got a 30-day trial so people can try it on. And, then if they like it, they subscribe. So
yeah, you go for the full thing.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Well, and just going kind of adding on to that right now, just as a macro view, and I'll say this, we were back in December, we were on Fox News, and Adam said Dow is going to 23,000, and here we are already close to 21,000. It looks like we're
a third of the way there.
Your prophecy is potentially coming true. So what's your outlook here? What's your...
And by the way, let's just be clear why I said that.
Yeah.
So everyone was totally fixated on Dow 20,000. Wow, this amazing number.
Yeah.
And my response was, it's a nice round number, but it's not an amazing number, and it's 15% too cheap. The reason being that if then President-elect, now President Trump, actually gets all his regulatory reform and all his tax reform, lower tax rates, you could actually, if you do a bottoms up, see the earnings in the S&P 500 increase by 15%.
Which is huge.
So if the earnings are going up 15%, you should be willing to pay 15% more for those stocks. Hence 23,000. So that was that was why I said that.
It's a logical number.
Yeah.
I get that.
And we're moving up.
We're moving up. I mean, we're almost there.
Well, we're a third of the way there.
Yeah.
But 5%, right? Over the past year to date we're up 5%. I mean, annualize that and you're up 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, and of course, I agree with Adam for the record on the show, so it makes me right as well.
Yes, you did.
And I said interest rates would back up a little bit, which they have.
Yeah.
So Fox Business News have us on every week, but we're so good, Adam. I mean,
are you on every week with them?
No, it's just that one. I wish. I'm saying they should have a show. Fox News is watching today. The Ryan and Adam show should happen.
I like it. A little tag
I'll
team.
just agree with
What
all your
about
points.
Frankie?
Look at me, I'm
What
just
about
two
Frankie?
local celebrities. I'm just a lucky girl.
Yeah, you won't forget it.
No.
It should be Frankie, not me. So
Frankie's
right.
financial
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Actually, that's catchy.
It is.
Alliteration is good. Frankie's financial friends.
Someone
The
needs
three
to
Fs.
tell this to Ryan. I've been trying.
Right.
All right, we're nixing Ryan's world. I'm slowly moving to the background here. Well, this was great. This was great to have you on the show. It's a real honor, and a real pleasure.
Oh,
So
thank you.
definitely, I definitely love getting the data every week from you, every other week
Good.
rather, for
Oh,
the
thank you.
content. It's awesome content. You should check it out. Again, click on the link above for Bullseye Brief. It's an awesome newsletter. It's the only one I actually subscribe to, and we're very picky about the data that
Thank you.
we do actually look at Payne Capital. And just from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I mean, what did you glean from today's show, Frankie? Because I sure gleaned a lot.
I just learned the importance of research. You just research, and connecting things. I know so many people who come to me, so many clients who come to me, and they say, I read this, particular news, whatever, and that's it. Now you only get that one perspective, and I think it's important that you're going through all these different articles, all these different Twitter, news articles, and really putting it all together.
Yeah, you want to be in the flow.
Yeah,
and God forbid you shut off the flow. My stepdad, very savvy guy, and he says, things happen to people when they're in motion.
I like that, actually.
Right?
That is a cool quote.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
So, go be in motion. go. No, don't be in motion. Get in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would just add on to that. Being in motion, like literally going and harassing an anchor from a TV show when they're sitting on a bench with their girlfriend. It's literally that quote in motion.
That was motion. Yeah.
Stop their motion. Your motion. I love it. So much motion.
All right, we'll stop there. But that was awesome. Great way to end the show. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks,
It was
man.
a real pleasure, man. Take
All
care.
right. Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you for coming.
And we'll see you next time.